Hi, I'm Chad and this is Wendy, and we wanted to take this time to share a little bit of our story with you. We met in the early 2000s in Hawaii. Wendy was in sports production and I was working for the NFL. We met at the Pro Bowl. Fast forward to 2008, we got married and started our lives together, and we're really excited to start our lives together and to start a family. 2 years later, in 2010, our beautiful daughter Dylan was born, and we were over the moon. We were very excited, and we were looking to expand our family a little more.
Yes, from there it went downhill. It was not an easy feat by all means to try to have number two. Countless miscarriages, right? So many fertility treatments, IVF, a lot of money spent. We can get pregnant, which we were told was a good thing, but I could not complete a full pregnancy. The unfortunate thing was that I had so many first trimesters, that how many I went through, which were always awful. I was always sick, I was miserable, and then they'd always end up in a miscarriage. There were so many tears and heartache through our process. We never thought it would happen to us. I felt so many emotions through the whole experience. I felt like I was being punished for having a career. We got married a little late, started having kids a little late, and but I just never thought we would be one of those families with those struggles. So I tried everything. We tried everything, right? Every fertility doctor, acupuncture, essential oils, I mean, you name it, and nothing worked. And I felt very alone, very isolated, even though I had such a supportive husband through the process. It's a very solitary experience. I had so many feelings of just failure and letting him down, and that knowing that basically every miscarriage was because it was my eggs, right? I mean, I had kind of given up hope. Our fertility doctors had said they had nothing else for us, that we should adopt or get an egg donor, and that was hard. It was hard for me to hear.
And it was hard on mine. With Wendy, she was going through it physically and emotionally. I was just going through it emotionally. So I also struggled with sharing. I was embarrassed by it. I thought it was our fault, and so I didn't want to share the first couple of miscarriages we had. But then as we went on and realized how prevalent this is, once we decided to open up and talk about it, we were able to support so many people, so many of our friends, so many of our coworkers that were starting to go through that we could tell them, hey, we are going through those same things. We are supporting you. We can support you. How can we answer questions? And I think that's what kind of helped us through it. We always called Dylan our one good egg. And we were just looking for that second good egg to add on to our family. But as much hurt as we were going through, we saw that in so many other people, and we wanted to try to do as much as we can to lift them up and let them know that they're not alone.
Yes, and it turned out we do have a good ending to our story. We ended up conceiving with our son, who after all those treatments and all those doctors we went through, we ended up conceiving him naturally. It's one of those stories that as soon as you kind of give up and you stop trying, a blessing happens, which it was not a pleasant pregnancy, because every doctor appointment we would get on our knees and pray, and holding our breath, I mean, saying rosaries. I mean, it's we just kept waiting for the pin to drop. What we've learned through this process is that secondary infertility is a thing. We struggled with it.
Yes, and through all of the miscarriages and the IVF for the eggs that fertilized and weren't viable, there were 9, I believe, that fertilized and were non-viable, and they were all girls. And I would always tell Wendy, you know, there was a picture up in our house growing up that my entire childhood that said, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And we had these plans of this big family and everything. But then once we said we just want one more good egg, Colt was that second good egg we were looking for. And we share that story. We know that there aren't happy endings for everybody, but we want you to know that you're not alone. And to talk and to pray, to rely on your spouse, to rely on your family, to rely on your friends, because that's the important thing. When you're down, they will be there to pick you up.